Hello and welcome everyone to this spectacular series where we are going to understand Bhagavad Gita from scratch. I'm excited to have you here as we continue our deep dive into the Bhagavad Gita. In our last video, we explored how Dhritarashtra's question symbolized the curiosity of a blind man, one that seeks to know what is happening in the world but lacks the ability to see it for itself. Sanjay, the charioteer, represents the power of observation, an important theme where we're gonna carry forward. Now let's move on to Shloka 2, where the idea of observation takes on even more importance. Sanjay is more than just a narrator of a battlefield. He stands as the representation of unbiased observation. And this is something we need to pause and reflect on. Why? Because in life, it's not just about seeing what's happening, but seeing it without bias. Dhritarashtra is blind, not just physically but emotionally, driven by his attachments to his son. His vision is clouded by desire and fear. But Sanjay, he observes everything with clarity, without attachment. He simply reports the reality of what is happening. This is crucial. In our own lives, we often look at situation with our ego, desire and bias distorting the truth. Sanjay represents what we should strive for, pure and objective observation. This is the only way we can see things as they truly are. And it's from the unbiased perspective that Sanjay described Duryodhan approaching Dronacharya. Here, we see how the ego begins to act and manipulate even knowledge. Duryodhan represents the ego, and like the ego, he stands at the center of the conflict. Everything on the battlefield revolves around him. Even Dronacharya, who represents knowledge, is pulled into the battle. Here's the powerful truth. Ego is that enemy which will take the form of the weapon we use to destroy it. Even knowledge, when influenced by ego, becomes a tool to protect it. Now let's take this further. This is precisely why religion often fails to produce results for many people. Why? Because religion, like knowledge, can be twisted by the ego. Instead of guiding us towards liberation, religion becomes a tool to justify desire, reinforce identity, or inflate self-importance. The rituals, teachings, and practices are there, but when approached with ego rather than unbiased observation, they lose their transformative power. This brings us to the deeper question. How do we conquer an enemy that changes its form to survive? The ego is incredibly deceptive. It adapts, hides behind the very tools we meant to dissolve it. And this is the real battlefield, the war within ourselves. Until we observe with clarity, like Sanjay, we continue to fight battles externally, never realizing that the true battle is internal. So, the challenge for us is, can we recognize the ego's trick? Can we approach spirituality, knowledge, and life without the lens of ego? If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe as we continue this journey through the layers of the Bhagavad Gita.